We've got dozens of graduates walking the streets right now without work. I mean, is there a way of absorbing them or guiding them in a particular direction that will allow for job creation?
Well, I think firstly there are many, and Martin's Foundation is one of the best. What's being achieved is amazing. There are amazing things being done. But two initiatives I'll talk about. One is the SME Fund, which I chair. It's a business initiative. We've deployed $1.5 billion of capital, and we're doing some really exciting stuff, I think, to try and spur entrepreneurship. There is the Yes campaign that is trying to literally bring hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people into formal employment. These are the kind of things I think we should do. And we should do more. So there is a lot of discussion at the moment trying to figure out how to help. But I mean, if you could do it in a kind of a recipe, like you're saying, practically, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would be simple. Nothing is simple. These things take time.
So if I were in government, I would actually say just go after tourism.
Yeah.
There's one thing you don't need to do is you don't need to have gone to a university, and I'm talking, or even to a school, to provide a smile and a warmth, which I don't think you find anywhere else in the world. And if you want to get employment, I would not have visas for Chinese to come here. I'd train a lot of Chinese cooks, and I would just turn this into a tourist mecca, which it should be.
I always say, and this is what I say to my daughter, that you are the only person who knows your true potential. You should never allow another person to let you believe otherwise. If you have a goal, yes, there'll be challenges, but it is only you. And for me, self-belief, it doesn't matter your circumstance. When you leave your home and I meet you along the street, I'm not going to know where you come from. So you've got to have that sense, and I know that at times it can be very difficult, but you have got to believe and you have got to be true to the one person, yourself. It's the same way that when someone says, well, will you do something bad, even if no one knows? I always say there's always one person that knows, and that's yourself.
One thing that is going to frame the world is the very push to this ESG environment of governance, where more and more fund managers will push money towards those companies that are doing good, right? And part of that ESG, the governance side and sustainability, is about diversity, it's about gender equality on boards, etc. And I think the amount of activity and the power of what will happen will actually force those companies that are good in doing those kinds of things will attract funding. Those that aren't will not attract the funding. And so the power of the capital markets, I think, will achieve what you're trying to achieve fairly quickly.
Just one comment, and I'm a bit of a raging free marketeer. So long as the government ensures that there are no monopolies or anything like that are actually stopping any form of production or something like that. If you produce great products and you have access to good finance and so on, all of which a free market should enable you to do, hopefully the best product will come out. One does need to have trade support and everything else, which is always useful. But generally in a free market environment, which you want the government to create, including not allowing monopolies and cartels, then eventually that should come out. I think when we buy a product, for the most part, and I know when I buy or anything or eat anything, I don't really think too much about the color of the skin of the person or the supply chain or the gender of all the individuals involved in getting that to me. And I think it's not easy in this country, but in a free market environment, the market doesn't care about the color of your skin or your agenda. In a free market, which you don't necessarily see around the world, but ultimately that's where we get to. And I know we're not there yet, but in that type of environment, eventually, whether you male or female, regardless of the color of your skin, it'll be your productivity, what you create, and if you create products that people want and services people want, then they'll do it. We're not there yet. I'm not hopefully as naive as that, but that's where we need to hopefully get to. And a free market should help us get you there.
Business can grow just at the rate of the economy. The way to make profits is to cut the expense line. You follow? It's entrepreneurs that create jobs. And entrepreneurs only flourish when they feel positive. There's something to invest in. They see a long-term future. So I think that business needs to help change the narrative, give confidence, and must work constructively, not critically with government. I think we have to work with good people in government. I mean, we shouldn't tolerate, elements that I think are trying to, be destructive, and I agree with Martin on that, but I think we need to be constructive and understand that these are difficult choices, jobs may be lost, etc.